Welcome to Colors of Life. Today, we are still in the topic of the effective teacher. Now, it's part two. If you have not watched part one yet, please find it here in the channel Colors of Life. Now, I'll be sharing with you three characteristics of an effective teacher. The first characteristics of an effective teacher is this one. An effective teacher exhibits positive expectations for student success. Do we do that? Do we do that inside the class and outside of the class? I would like to share with you my experience with a boy outside of the class. At the time, I was in student affairs, so students who were late, they would usually come to me, get my signature before they could enter the class. And this boy, I've been watching him to be late every day. And there was one morning, I asked him, what caused him to be late every day? You know what he told me? He couldn't find his breakfast every morning. Why? Because the mom is always tired. The mom works until late at night. They own a big popular restaurant in the city, and the mom was the only one managing the restaurant at the time. The father has passed away, so the mom would be very tired. So he wouldn't have anyone who could help him for finding or preparing his breakfast. I asked him, can you prepare your own breakfast? Do you like cereal? You know what he said? Oh, yeah, I like cereal. I asked, is it difficult for you to prepare cereal? He said, oh, no, I just need to go and buy and then I can eat it tomorrow morning. I said, okay, if that can be done, why don't you do it? And I asked, if you're tired of eating cereal, do you like to eat sandwich? Maybe you can use peanut butter or jam and anything that can go with the bread. He said, yes, I like bread. Okay, so you can do it. And I said, I believe you can be in school before the time. I know you're capable of being in school before the time. You are not the boy who is always late. Let's see what is going to happen tomorrow. You know what? The next day, he arrived in school before the time. I was very happy. After that, he kept on going to school before the time. And then when he met me, he would be very happy. He would give me five, and he would not meet me to get my signature anymore in order to be allowed entering the class when he's late. Not anymore. That's not a problem anymore. See? Can you see the power of positive expectation? So that doesn't only help the students academically, it also helps the student in other aspects of their life. Are we becoming the positive agent of change for our students and the people around us? That's number one. Now let's see the second characteristics. What's that? The second is an effective teacher establishes extremely good classroom management techniques. What is that? Classroom management consists of the practices and procedures that a teacher uses to maintain an environment in which instruction and learning can occur. What do you think will happen to the classroom without procedure, without the certain practices that we want the students to know and then follow? When we have all those things, it will be very easy for us to teach. It will be very easy for students to learn. I would like to give you an example of my experience. At a time, I was teaching in elementary. And being a teacher in elementary, you teach all subjects. And at the time, I was teaching physical education, that's PE. And then the distance from the gymnasium and the classroom is quite far. And I was teaching the lower grades at the time. But it has been the procedure when we have our PE, the students they would be lining up from the class. They would line up in a single file, and they would walk with their hands at the back. I know they look like prisoners. Some teachers said, "Oh, your students look like prisoners." No, they actually don't see themselves as prisoners, but they know it's a part of the procedure, it's a part of the rules in our class. So they would be walking in single file, going to gymnasium from the classroom. And they know when they are in single file, they have to be quiet, no talking on the way going to gymnasium. And they know as soon as they reach the gym, they didn't have to wait for me to give them instruction. They knew that they have to go around the gym 3 times. They need to go around inside the gym 3 times. So that's a part of their warming up. When they are done with the 3 rounds, and then they are going to form themselves into 2 lines, they know already. We have practiced that. And there was a time before we had our PE, I was called by the principal. So I had to go to the principal's office very quickly, but I told the class president, please help me. Help me guide your friends to go to the gym. You know already how to do it, right? And I don't know, at the time, I was not worried. I know you may give comment at the bottom here that it is not safe for the lower grades, but just to let you know, our school is inside a very, very safe campus. That's the safest campus in our area, actually. And after meeting the principal knew that I had class at the time. That's why he just made the conversation short. And then I ran to the gym. When I reached the gym, I saw all the students. They were in the two lines, very quietly, smiling at me. And they were not talking, even though I was still not there. I was from the window of the gym. I tried to listen to them. No one was talking. Oh, fine. I was so glad. You see, that's because of what they learned the procedure. They know if they're going to have physical education, whether the teacher was there or not, they know the routine should be there. Yes, after the routine of running around and then being in lines, and then that's the time when I enter to give them the direction for what is next to be done. Can you see the procedure we have to teach our students? So this is related to effective teacher part 1. The third characteristics of an effective teacher is an effective teacher designs lessons for student mastery. Mastery here referring to how well a student can demonstrate a concept that has been comprehended or perform a skill at a level of proficiency as teacher has determined. Are we really aiming at this kind of mastery? Or we design the lesson only because it is required? We have to submit to VPAA. Is it like that? I don't think so. If we are an effective teacher, we are going to design lesson for student mastery. And we are going to be sure that the delivering of the instruction will be really reaching to the goal that has been set from the very beginning. And we are going to be sure that we will have the assessment at certain point during their learning. It is called formative assessment. And then after that, we are going to check not merely just to have a record like grades. So at the end of the semester, we can make a grade. No, our point here as an effective teacher is to help our students to reach mastery. We are going to talk more about it in the other video that I'm going to upload. So I hope we all can be reminded about design a lesson for student mastery, not merely for recording their grade. I hope all of us can learn and practice being an effective teacher. See you in the next video. Bye.